15 mind-blowing facts about Singapore, the most unique country in Asia. Number 15, a small island nation with many wonders. If there's any country that proves that size doesn't determine strength, it's Singapore, the shining gem of Southeast Asia. From a tiny fishing village, Singapore has transformed into one of the world's leading financial and technology hubs in less than a century, leaving the entire planet in awe. Dear friends, enjoy this relaxing moment. Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Located at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, Singapore covers only 728 square kilometers, just slightly smaller than New York City's 789 square kilometers. It's so small that you can drive from one end to the other in under an hour. Initially, in 1965, the country was only 580 square kilometers in size. Singapore has undertaken land reclamation projects to expand its land area for urban development, ports, and infrastructure. Previously, the country had to import sand from Malaysia, Indonesia, and Cambodia for these projects, but now it has developed advanced technology to replace that need. If you want to know more about this new technology, leave a comment with the number 2. Number 14. Singapore has a humid tropical climate, with average temperatures ranging from 25 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. It's one of the wettest countries in the world, with over 170 rainy days each year. So, when you visit, be sure to pack an umbrella in your backpack, as sudden rain showers can hit at any time. With a population of about 5.9 million as of 2024, Singapore has the second highest population density in the world, just after Monaco. Here, you'll find Chinese, Malay, Indian, and even Eurasian people living harmoniously, creating one of the most multicultural societies in the world. There are 4 official languages in Singapore: English, Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil. However, English serves as a common language, making it easy for people from different communities to communicate. But English in Singapore is quite unique, featuring phrases like "can or not" and "no need la." If you learn Singlish, you'll instantly connect with the locals. Despite its small size, Singapore has built a strong economy, a fantastic multicultural society, and one of the best living environments in the world. It has attracted a significant number of international tourists, business expatriates, and retirees. Are you ready to explore the unique wonders of this country with us? Number 13, the smart nation in Asia. Even though Singapore is roughly the same size as New York City, it dedicates 47% of its land to greenery. From parks and gardens to green buildings, the Singapore government even requires that every new building must have green space equal to or greater than the area of land it occupies. Every street, every building, and every road is covered in greenery, creating an astonishingly clean environment. This is affirmed by world-class green projects like Gardens by the Bay. Icon features super trees that reach heights of 50 meters, generating energy from sunlight and collecting rainwater for irrigation. The Green Building Capel Spring is one of the greenest office buildings in the world, with a 35-story garden right in the city center. Park Royal on Pickering is a hotel that resembles a vertical forest, with its rooftop gardens helping to lower temperatures and naturally filter the air. Even Singapore's Jewel Changi Airport is the greenest airport in the world, featuring the tallest indoor waterfall on the planet, surrounded by a tropical forest. Not only has Singapore developed a green city, but it has also become a smart city. The country has implemented the latest technology to collect rainwater for reuse, supplying up to 40% of its clean water. The Zero Waste Initiative recycles 98% of construction waste, resulting in a Singapore so clean that it has no natural landfill. Overall, Singapore is a meticulously planned city with a smart urban model, applying technology to manage energy, clean water, and living spaces. It is not only a modern city, but also a model for a smart, green, and sustainable urban environment. Number 13, the country with the most expensive cars in the world. Owning a car in Singapore is not just about money. It's a status symbol. If you have a car here, it means you're really wealthy. A car in Singapore can cost 3 to 4 times more than in the U.S. For example, a Lamborghini Huracan costs about $200,000 in the U.S., but in Singapore, it can go up to $1 million. Are you wondering why buying a car in Singapore isn't just about paying for the vehicle? You also have to pay a series of taxes and fees that significantly inflate the car's value. For example, the Certificate of Entitlement COE, a type of ticket that, allowing you to own a car for 10 years, can cost up to $100,000, sometimes even more than the car itself. Not to mention, the import tax on cars in Singapore is 100%, with additional excise tax and registration fees. The price of cars skyrockets. This is why Singapore has the most expensive cars in the world. In Singapore, cars aren't seen as long-term assets. Many car owners, after 10 years, if they don't want to pay extra to extend their COE, have to sell their cars or send them for recycling. The Singapore government wants to control the number of vehicles to avoid traffic jams and pollution, as the country is too small to accommodate millions of vehicles. Thanks to this, traffic in Singapore remains smooth even during rush hours. The public prefers using the subway and buses over owning personal cars. The land of beautiful women. Singaporean women not only possess modern, elegant beauty, but also have sharp intellect and confident demeanor. They embody a harmonious blend of Eastern beauty and international style, with smooth skin, minimal makeup, and delicate features. Bright eyes, a slender nose, and friendly smiles are common. You'll find Singaporean girls wearing flowy dresses, tailored pants, and fitted shirts, accessorized with chic items from fashion brands like Zara and Uniqlo. Whether on the street or in the office, Singaporean women always appear polished, elegant, and full of confidence. Singaporean women are independent, strong, well-educated, and know how to balance work, family, and personal life. They are multilingual, speaking English, Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil, and excel in various fields from business and technology to science and politics. They are unafraid of challenges, daring to pursue their dreams, and ready to compete in the international arena. Evidence of this is that Singapore has the highest percentage of female leaders in Southeast Asia, with many female CEOs, politicians, and top professors. They possess a modern mindset, while still valuing traditional culture. Singaporean women take great care of their families and health, and they also highly value and respect themselves. This is why Singaporean women have the highest average life expectancy in the world, reaching up to 85 years, is thanks to a healthy lifestyle and advanced health care. Thus, Singaporean women are the ideal model for many men around the world. You might think that the standards for partners among women here are high, but you're mistaken. Singaporean women are very loyal and seek a romantic equal partner in marriage, much like American and European men. As long as you are sincere and confident, you'll find it easy to win their hearts. If you want us to share online dating app platforms and tips to successfully win over a Singaporean girl, leave a comment with the number 8 and I'll give you the answer. Number 11. The coffee culture and love for bubble tea in Singapore. Step into any cafe in Singapore and you'll see everyone holding a cup of kopi. Singaporeans love kopi even more than Western coffee, and it's not just your typical espresso. Kopi is brewed in a traditional style with coffee beans roasted with margarine and sugar, then brewed with condensed milk or evaporated milk, creating a rich, creamy flavor that's unmistakable. If you're entering a hawker center cafe for the first time, you might be confused by the menu filled with strange symbols like Kopio black coffee, Kopi C coffee with evaporated milk, or Kopi Su less sugar. It's as if Singaporeans have created a whole language just for ordering coffee. But if kopi is the morning culture, then bubble tea is a popular drink among Singapore's youth throughout the day, every day. Hundreds of thousands of bubble tea cups are consumed in Singapore daily, and brands like Gong Cha, Koi, and Liacho always have long lines of customers waiting to buy. You'll see office workers with bubble tea at their desks, students drinking bubble tea instead of meals, and even couples going on dates just to try out new bubble tea flavors together. Singaporeans are so addicted to bubble tea that there's even an app for quick bubble tea orders. Many companies allow employees to order bubble tea collectively during lunch breaks as a small treat. If you visit Singapore, be sure to try an authentic cup of kopi and a classic Singaporean bubble tea, because they're not just drinks, they're the flavors of life in the Lion City. Number 10, the cleanest country in the world. Walking along Orchard Road, you'll see workers diligently cleaning, even when there's nothing to clean. While others use disinfectant to wash the streets daily, automated vacuum trucks quietly run along the curbs day and night. Water jets silently cool and clean the roads every day in Singapore. Even the drainage systems are so clean that you can see fish swimming underneath. Here's a strange thing. You won't see trash bins everywhere, but you also won't find a single piece of litter on the streets. If you litter, you could face hefty fines, even community service. The minimum fine for littering is $225 for first offense, for items like chewing gum and scraps of paper, and it could go up to nearly $88,000 for repeated offenses, plus community service. The community service punishment in Singapore is quite unique. Offenders must wear bright-colored shirts that say, "I am a litter bug," and clean public areas in front of onlookers. Singaporeans consider maintaining cleanliness a shared responsibility. From school children to office workers to the elderly, everyone has a sense of duty to protect their living environment. The Singapore government even organizes a national cleanup day where citizens come together to clean up their neighborhoods, helping them take pride in their city. If you know of any other country that also has a nationwide cleanup day, please share it with us in the comments below. Thank you for sharing. Number 9, a country with legal entertainment zones. Singapore may be known for having some of the strictest laws in the world, but that doesn't mean the nightlife here is lacking in excitement. In fact, this island nation boasts legal upscale entertainment areas that are tightly regulated to ensure security and social order. Certain areas in Singapore operate under a special licensing model monitored by the government to ensure that all activities comply with regulations. These venues are organized, safe, and strictly adhere to legal policies. However, due to strict control regulations, these areas are not allowed to advertise widely in the media or online, helping to maintain privacy and order within society. Interestingly, if you visit Singapore, you might not even realize these areas exist because they are managed so tightly and have no advertising signs outside. This is one of the unique aspects of how Singapore balances modernity, economic development, and strict social rules. Number 8, life in Singapore. Upon arriving in Singapore, you'll immediately feel a structured, scientific pace of life that is still full of energy. Singaporeans are so punctual that it's almost absolute. No one lingers for hours in cafes every morning. Because time is money, they start their day with kaya toast, soft-boiled eggs, and a cup of kopi Singapore-style coffee, then quickly dive into their work routine. Here, the subway is the primary mode of transportation, and you'll never see anyone pushing or rushing. Shoving is considered an unwritten rule in Singapore. Stand aside on escalators to let others pass if they're in a hurry. If you break this rule, the crowd will silently stare at you as if you're from another planet. When Singaporeans work, they focus intensely and don't engage in idle chatter. But once the workday ends, they immediately switch off from work. There's no culture of working late to show off, because personal life is just as important as work. They clearly separate work from leisure, helping maintain high productivity while still having time to enjoy life after work. Those who love quiet will seek out a nice cafe to read a book. Those who enjoy lively atmospheres will head to Clark Quay to immerse themselves in riverside bars. Health-conscious individuals will meet friends for a jog around Marina Bay or hit the gym. Gyms in Singapore are open 24/7 to cater to their active lifestyles. Interestingly, although Singapore has the highest per capita income in the world, around $84,500 in 2023, Singaporeans are very practical and frugal. They might spend a few $100s on the latest smartphone, but will still line up for discounted movie tickets or use coupons at the supermarket. If you want to live in a place that's punctual, tidy, efficient, yet still leave room for fun, then Singapore is the perfect destination. Number 7, world-class tourist attractions. Singapore may be small, but it boasts world-class tourist attractions. First and foremost is Marina Bay Sands, the most luxurious hotel, with a design resembling a massive ship perched atop 3 towers. But what draws tourists here is the Sky Park, which features the world's highest infinity pool, allowing you to swim amidst the skies while enjoying panoramic views of the city. Just a few minutes from the city center by cable car or subway, Sentosa Island is a paradise for entertainment, beaches, and amusement parks. It's home to Universal Studios Singapore, which attracts millions of visitors with its thrilling rides based on blockbuster films like Transformers and Jurassic Park. Additionally, you can enjoy the blue sea and white sand at Soso Beach or try out the Skyline Luge. Finally, you can't leave Singapore without taking a photo with the merlion, the iconic statue with a lion's head and a fish's body that symbolizes this island nation. It's the perfect spot to catch a stunning sunset, with the modern city skyline reflecting on the water. Interestingly, there are 7 merlion statues scattered throughout Singapore, but the one at Merlion Park is the most famous. If you want to know where to find the other statues, leave a comment with the number 4 and an exclamation mark. Number 6. Little-known interesting facts about Singaporeans. Singapore is not only famous for its modernity and discipline, but also has unique cultural traits that surprise visitors. Singaporeans are extremely fond of animals. They even have spas, private swimming pools, and special menus for dogs and cats. Some cafes even allow customers to order food specifically for their pets. What's even more special is that Singapore has taxi services dedicated to pets, helping owners take their dogs and cats for walks, vet visits, or even spa days. If it's your first time taking a taxi in Singapore, you might be surprised to see a small TV screen right in front of you, displaying news, traffic updates, and advertisements. This feature isn't just found in luxury cars. Nearly all taxis in Singapore have it. However, due to the high cost of taxis, most residents prefer using the MRT subway or ride-hailing apps like Grab to save money. But if you get the chance to take a taxi at night, you'll have the opportunity to see a beautifully lit Singapore and hear fascinating stories from friendly drivers. One interesting thing to note is that if you plan to gift a watch to a Singaporean, think again. In Chinese culture, which makes up a significant portion of Singapore's population, a watch symbolizes time running out, which is considered unlucky, especially for the elderly. Instead, opt for a box of chocolates, a nice souvenir, or a red envelope, which will surely be better received. If you know any other surprising facts about Singaporeans, don't hesitate to share them in the comments. Number 5. The most powerful passport in the world. The Singapore passport is regarded as the most powerful passport in the world, allowing its citizens to travel to over 190 countries and territories without needing a visa, more than the US and the UK. This means a Singaporean can pack their bags and travel throughout Europe, the US, and Japan without worrying about complicated visa procedures. They can even enter the US without a visa interview, a privilege that very few countries enjoy. It is somewhat ironic that while the Singapore passport is one of the most powerful in the world, granting its holders visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to an impressive number of countries, the path to obtaining Singaporean citizenship is remarkably restrictive. Singapore maintains an extremely selective approach when granting citizenship, making it one of the hardest places in the world to naturalize. Even if you have lived in the country for many years, built a successful career, contributed to the economy, or even married a Singaporean citizen, there is still no certainty that your application for citizenship will be approved. Every year, more than 30,000 people apply for Singaporean citizenship, yet only about 20%, roughly 6,000 individuals, are granted this privilege. So why is it so difficult to become a Singaporean? The primary reason is that the Singaporean government exercises strict control over its population growth and demographics, ensuring that only individuals who can make a meaningful contribution to the country's development are selected. As a small but highly developed nation, Singapore carefully curates its citizenry, prioritizing those with exceptional skills, economic value, or strong ties to the country. The government seeks to maintain a balance between economic sustainability, social cohesion, and national identity, which is why citizenship is not handed out easily. However, for those who do manage to obtain Singaporean citizenship, it is a prestigious achievement and a source of great pride. Being recognized as part of this dynamic and highly respected nation is a privilege that many seek, but only a few attain. Number 4. Singapore's night markets that aren't really night markets. If you're used to the vibrant, all-night street markets in places like Bangkok, Taipei, or Hong Kong, you may find Singapore's version of night markets rather underwhelming. While Singapore does have its own night markets, they typically do not operate until the early hours of the morning. Instead, Most shopping districts, street markets, and retail hubs follow a relatively early closing schedule. For example, major shopping areas such as Vivo City, Marina Bay Sands, and Buja Street generally shut their doors by 9:30 or 10 p.m., significantly earlier than their counterparts in other Asian megacities. The reason behind this policy lies in Singapore's urban planning and government regulations. As a densely populated city-state with a high percentage of residential areas integrated within commercial zones, the government prioritizes maintaining a quiet and peaceful nighttime environment. To promote public health and ensure that citizens can get adequate rest, authorities enforce strict noise control measures, limiting late-night commercial activity in most areas. This early closing culture extends beyond shopping malls and markets. It even affects supermarkets. While 24-hour grocery stores are a common sight in countries like the United States, they are relatively rare in Singapore. Large supermarket chains such as FairPrice, Cold Storage, and Giant generally close by 10 or 11 p.m., with only a handful of select branches offering 24-hour service. Those looking for late-night shopping or food options may need to rely on convenience stores like 7-Eleven or Cheers, which are more widely available at all hours. For visitors and newcomers expecting an endless nightlife shopping experience, this aspect of Singapore may come as a surprise. However, it is yet another example of how the country carefully regulates its environment to maintain order, efficiency, and a high quality of life for residents. If you ever find yourself craving a midnight snack in Singapore, your best bet might be the many 24-hour convenience stores, such as 7-Eleven, which are scattered throughout the city. These stores are incredibly common, ensuring that residents and visitors alike have access to basic necessities, snacks, and drinks at any hour of the day or night. Beyond convenience stores, Singapore is also home to an extensive network of vending machines that dispense a surprising variety of products. You can find machines offering anything from traditional snacks and freshly brewed coffee to unexpected delights like packaged fresh chili crab. This level of accessibility makes Singapore a haven for night owls and travelers who need a quick bite or a caffeine boost, no matter the time. A culinary paradise, one of the richest food cultures in the world. Singapore boasts one of the most diverse and celebrated culinary landscapes globally, blending flavors and traditions from Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Peranakan influences. This rich food culture is exemplified by its renowned hawker centers, which serve as the heart of the city's street food scene. In recognition of their cultural and social significance, Singapore's hawker culture was inscribed on UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2020. Alongside these vibrant food hubs, the city is also home to numerous Michelin-starred restaurants, proving that exceptional dining experiences can be found across all price ranges, from budget-friendly hawker stalls to world-class fine dining establishments. When it comes to must-try dishes, Hainanese chicken rice stands out as Singapore's national treasure. This seemingly simple dish is a masterpiece of balance and flavor. The chicken is gently poached to perfection, resulting in tender, juicy meat, while the rice is cooked in a fragrant chicken broth that enhances its richness. The dish is traditionally served with a trio of dipping sauces: spicy chili sauce, zesty ginger paste, and dark soy sauce, each adding its own depth of flavor. A bite of this dish, with its combination of soft, savory rice and succulent chicken, is an experience every visitor should have. Another iconic dish is chili crab, which has earned international acclaim as one of the best seafood dishes in the world. This dish features fresh, meaty crab stir-fried in a thick, savory, and slightly spicy tomato-based chili sauce. The sauce strikes the perfect balance between sweet, tangy, and spicy flavors, making it irresistible. Chili crab is traditionally enjoyed with crispy fried buns, known as mantu, which are perfect for soaking up every last drop of the luscious sauce. Given its popularity, it's common to see long queues at famous seafood restaurants, as both locals and tourists are eager to savor this legendary dish. For those who enjoy bold, aromatic flavors, laksa is a must-try. This comforting noodle soup is a harmonious blend of creamy coconut milk, spicy curry, and a fragrant mix of herbs and spices. The dish typically features thick rice noodles, plump shrimp, slices of fish cake, and sometimes cockles, all swimming in the rich, flavorful broth. Singapore's version, known as Katong laksa, is unique because the noodles are cut into short strands, allowing diners to easily scoop them up with a spoon instead of using chopsticks. This small but distinctive feature sets it apart from other variations of laksa found in neighboring countries. With such a vibrant and diverse food scene, Singapore offers an unparalleled culinary journey that caters to all tastes and budgets. Whether you're indulging in an affordable Michelin-starred meal at hawker stall or treating yourself to a luxurious seafood feast, every bite tells a story of the island's rich cultural heritage and deep love for food. Finally, we have char kway teow, one of Singapore's most beloved street foods. At first glance, this dish might not seem particularly eye-catching, but don't let its humble appearance fool you. Its depth of flavor is truly extraordinary. This dish consists of flat, chewy rice noodles stir-fried at high temperatures, allowing them to absorb the smoky essence of the wok. Cooked with eggs, a touch of sweet black sauce, fresh shrimp, and slices of savory Chinese sausage, each bite bursts with a combination of umami, sweetness, and a hint of smokiness. The high heat caramelizes the ingredients slightly, creating a rich aroma that makes this dish irresistible. Beyond char kway teow, Singapore is home to an incredible variety of mouth-watering dishes, each reflecting the country's diverse cultural influences. Whether you're craving something spicy, sweet, or deeply savory, the city's famous hawker centers offer an authentic and affordable way to experience its culinary heritage. If you ever visit, indulging in the vibrant hawker food scene is an experience you absolutely shouldn't miss. Are you curious about a specific dish or eager to learn more about Singapore's fascinating hawker culture? Leave a comment with yes, and I'll be happy to share more details with you. Spectacular festivals in Singapore. Singapore is a melting pot of cultures, with influences from many different countries shaping its traditions, customs, and celebrations. This diversity is reflected in the wide range of festivals celebrated throughout the year, each showcasing unique cultural heritage and practices. However, if you want to experience two of the most spectacular and unmissable celebrations, then the Lunar New Year and the Chingay Parade should be at the top of your list. These two events capture the spirit of Singapore's multicultural identity and offer an unforgettable glimpse into the country's vibrant festivities. Lunar New Year, also known as Chinese New Year, is the most significant and widely celebrated festival for Singapore's Chinese community, which makes up more than 70% of the population. This grand occasion marks the beginning of the lunar calendar and is deeply rooted in ancient traditions that symbolize prosperity, renewal, and good fortune. The celebrations begin weeks before the official New Year's Day, as families prepare for the holiday by cleaning their homes to sweep away bad luck, shopping for festive treats, and buying gifts. Bright red decorations, symbolizing luck and happiness, are put up in homes and public spaces, and intricate lanterns are hung along streets and in shopping malls. The air is filled with the sound of cheerful Lunar New Year music, creating a lively and festive atmosphere across the city. One of the highlights of the Lunar New Year celebrations is the River Hornbow Festival, held at Marina Bay. This annual event transforms the waterfront area into a dazzling spectacle of lights, featuring giant illuminated lantern displays, mesmerizing cultural performances, and breathtaking fireworks that light up the night sky. Families and friends gather here to enjoy the festive atmosphere, sample delicious traditional foods, and participate in various activities, such as calligraphy demonstrations and fortune-telling booths. Meanwhile, in Chinatown, the New Year market becomes a bustling hub of activity, where visitors can shop for everything from traditional sweets and snacks to decorative red couplets and lucky charms that are believed to bring prosperity in the coming year. Another cherished tradition is the giving of red envelopes, or hong bao, which contain money and are presented as a token of good luck, particularly to children and unmarried individuals. While the Lunar New Year is a time for family reunions and cherished traditions, the celebrations don't end there. Shortly after, Singapore hosts one of its most exciting and visually stunning events, the Chingay Parade. This spectacular street parade, usually held in the second week of the Lunar New Year, is the largest of its kind in Singapore and has evolved into one of the grandest multicultural festivals in Southeast Asia. Originally started as a procession to celebrate the Lunar New Year and ward off evil spirits, Chingay has grown into a massive extravaganza that attracts performers and artists from around the world. The Chingay Parade is a dazzling showcase of Singapore's rich cultural diversity, featuring vibrant floats, energetic dance performances, and a fusion of traditional and contemporary art forms. The parade route comes alive with breathtaking lion and dragon dances, thrilling acrobatics, elaborate costumes, and world-class light shows that captivate audiences of all ages. Thousands of spectators line the streets to witness this mesmerizing spectacle, while performers representing different ethnic communities proudly display their heritage through music and dance. The parade is a celebration of unity, creativity, and the shared joy of cultural expression, making an unmissable highlight of Singapore's festive calendar. If you are fortunate enough to visit Singapore during this time of year, prepare to be immersed in a world of color, excitement, and tradition. Whether you're enjoying the heartwarming customs of the Lunar New Year or marveling at the grand spectacle of the Qing Day Parade, these two festivals offer a truly unforgettable experience that reflects the spirit and energy of Singapore's diverse society. Cost of living in Singapore. Singapore is widely recognized as one of the most expensive cities in the world to live in, often ranking among the top in global cost of living indexes. Due to its small land area, high demand for housing, and strong economy, the cost of daily life in Singapore can be significantly higher compared to many other countries. This makes it essential for anyone planning to move here to carefully consider their financial situation and budget accordingly. Housing costs. One of the most substantial expenses in Singapore is rent. Housing prices in the country are among the highest globally, with limited land availability and strong demand pushing costs up. According to data from Numbeo, renting a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of the city can cost around $2,500 per month on average. If you prefer to live in a less central location, such as the suburban areas, rental prices can be slightly lower, typically ranging between $1,400 and $1,800 per month for a similar one-bedroom unit. For those requiring larger living spaces or more luxurious accommodations, the prices can climb significantly. A three-bedroom apartment in the city center, for example, can easily cost $5,000 or more per month. Many expatriates and long-term residents opt for HDB housing and development board flats, which are government-subsidized apartments that offer more affordable housing options, though foreigners can only rent these under specific conditions. Utility and transportation expenses. Beyond rent, utility bills also contribute to the cost of living. For a small apartment, monthly utilities, including electricity, water, gas, and waste disposal, typically range from $50 to $200, depending on usage and air conditioning needs. Internet subscriptions, which are essential for most residents, cost an additional $30 to $60 per month. When it comes to transportation, Singapore boasts an efficient and well-connected public transport system, primarily consisting of the MRT mass rapid transit and bus networks. A monthly transport pass costs between $80 and $100, depending on commuting distances and frequency. Ride-hailing services like Grab and traditional taxis offer convenient alternatives but come at a higher price, especially during peak hours. Regular use of these services can add hundreds of dollars to your monthly expenses. Food and dining expenses. Food costs in Singapore can vary widely based on lifestyle choices. Those who frequently eat at hawker centers, food courts, and budget eateries can expect to spend approximately $300 to $400 per month on meals. Hawker centers, a staple of Singaporean culture, offer affordable and diverse food options, with meals typically costing between $4 and $7 per dish. For those who prefer home-cooked meals, grocery shopping at supermarkets like NTUC Fair Price, Cold Storage, or Sheng Sion can cost around $200 to $250 per month for a single person. However, imported products and specialty items can be quite expensive. If you prefer organic or Western-style ingredients, your grocery bill may be significantly higher. Dining at mid-range or high-end restaurants can quickly increase monthly food expenses, with meals often costing $20 to $50 per person at more upscale establishments. Healthcare and medical costs. Singapore is known for its high-quality healthcare system, but medical expenses can be costly, particularly for those without insurance. A routine visit to a private general practitioner GP clinic can range from $50 to $100, while specialist consultations at private hospitals can cost several $100s per visit. Dental checkups typically fall between $80 and $150, depending on the clinic and services required. To manage healthcare expenses, many residents opt for private health insurance, which helps cover costs in case of serious medical issues or hospitalization. The Singaporean government also provides MediShield Life, a basic health insurance plan, but it is mainly available to citizens and permanent residents. Leisure, entertainment, and miscellaneous costs. Apart from essential expenses, the cost of entertainment, leisure, and social activities can vary greatly depending on individual preferences. A gym membership at a standard fitness center costs around $80 to $150 per month, while access to premium clubs or boutique gyms can go even higher. Cinema tickets typically cost around $13 to $15 per movie, and drinks at bars or nightclubs can be pricey, with cocktails averaging $15 to $25 each. Other leisure activities, such as shopping, concerts, and weekend outings, can add another $200 to $300 per month to one's budget, though this depends entirely on lifestyle choices. Total estimated cost of living in Singapore, when factoring in housing, utilities, transportation, food, healthcare, and entertainment, a single person living in Singapore may need between $3,000 and $4,000 per month to cover basic living expenses. However, for those opting for more luxurious accommodations, frequent dining out, or extensive travel, this amount can easily rise beyond $5,000 per month. Final thoughts. Singapore offers an exceptional standard of living, world-class infrastructure, and a safe environment, but these benefits come at a high price. Careful financial planning is essential for anyone considering a move to this vibrant city-state. Whether you are an expatriate, student, or working professional, understanding these costs can help you make an informed decision. Would you be willing to live in Singapore despite the high costs? If yes, select 1. If no, select 0. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We just explored 15 fascinating facts about Singapore together. Hopefully, this information has provided you with valuable insights into the country. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to follow our channel, like, and share to support us. See you in the next one.